Hi, I'm Susan Coghill, Chief Marketing Officer for Tourism Australia, here with...
I'm Michael Courtney. I'm the Chief Customer and Digital Officer for Coles Group. And it's great to be part of the B&T CMO Power List presented by ATN. All right, this is exciting. Let's ask each other some questions. Do you want to pick the first question or should I?
I'll pick the first question. Are you ready to answer? Okay, have we mixed them up enough? Oh, we'll go with the one that fell. Okay. If you weren't in your current role, what product, service, or brand would you like to lead the marketing for and why?
I think IKEA.
Oh, nice. Okay.
An amazing brand.
Yep.
Very clear purpose.
Yep.
Amazing product design.
Yep.
That links to the purpose. And just this great ecosystem behind everything that they do, from how they source their products to how it shows up.
Incredible marketing. Okay, can I show you what mine would be?
Absolutely.
Uber. I bloody love Uber. I love the service. I love the range of products they offer. I love their marketing, and I love that is amazing creativity that emanates from Australia to the world. I know it wasn't my question, but I couldn't help myself. That's the one I was really excited about.
How many times a week do you Uber Eats?
Well, probably too much, considering that I live in Newtown in Sydney and I've got amazing food right on my doorstep.
Yeah,
but I really love the convenience. So
yeah. What's one thing you've learned from your team recently?
One thing I've learned from my team recently, I learned so much from my team day in and day out. I have a team of incredible A-list overachievers who are experts in their individual domains. But I'd have to say probably I learned from them resilience. What we do isn't easy. There's a lot of variables, everything from, the weather to when we can get talent to, seasonality. Can we get in with a particular operator to film or not? Challenges in the media landscape, etc. There's sort of no end to the amount of sort of challenges and curveballs that get thrown to us. But I feel like one thing that I see in my team day in and day out is sort of resilience and the ability to kind of bounce back and find new solutions all the time. And something I really admire about them, and I learn that from them every single day.
That's great. I think for me, it is that clarity is better than certainty. We've just gone through, with me coming into this role previously, the customer function and digital function sat separately.
Yeah.
So the last couple of months we've been coming together as one team.
Yeah.
And I think that, in that there's been uncertainty for the team. What will the structure look like? What will our role in it be? But the thing that has been more important for them is why we're doing this. So giving clarity on, we need to do this because, we need to work more across teams to be able to solve these problems for our customers.
Yeah.
Meet them in the moments that matter.
Yeah.
Giving them that clarity has, been more important to them in the short term than having the certainty of what exactly is it going to look like.
Yeah. It's tricky in this day and age, though, isn't it? Because so many different parts of the marketing function are overlapping. We talk more about the sort of Venn diagram of all of our teams and give each other space while still collaborating and giving people a sense of ownership and the clarity that you're talking about.
And so much more of, what traditional marketing has been in terms of Coles, where it's been brand insights, where it's been loyalty. So much of that now is more crossing over with digital product development because it needs to be enabled by digital.
Yeah.
So having these two things sit together.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It's funny to have digital almost as a separate department, isn't it? Because everything's digital nowadays. It's almost a given, isn't it?
I think like any structure, it's what's right for that time.
Yeah.
In the last 5-10 years, where customers are becoming more digitally aware, having that product development sit separately made sense. But now it's not just for customers, it's for other parts of the business to enable their parts of the strategy. So like every structure, it evolves for what's the jobs we need to do right now, and then those jobs continue to change.
Yeah. If you could do your career again, would you do anything differently?
I think I would do more frontline roles earlier in my career.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
So moving around, I started my career in banking and finance, which felt a step removed from the customer. And I think that, the opportunity that you have when you're earlier in your career is you can move around to so many different roles because you're not a specialist in anything.
Yeah.
And I think staying broader earlier in your career gives you the chance to get to know the whole business better.
Yeah.
Which then over time will make you a more effective leader.
Yeah, okay. But at Coles, you, correct me if I'm wrong, but you do have to do that sort of frontline role. Like, don't they expect you to go work in stores for a certain amount of time, for example?
Yeah, so
Get your hands dirty?
everyone in the above store teams at the store support centre all do a week in stores when we start with Coles. Every Christmas, we all do helping out in stores.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the reasons why that, I said doing those frontline roles earlier.
Yeah.
Because, it's the greatest prioritisation tool that you have is getting an understanding, like where you're actually meeting the customer.
Yeah.
And what are the things that are most important to them.
Yeah. Super interesting. Yeah, okay. I would say what I would do differently in my career, and I have talked about this before, I think I would back myself a little bit more. I think that for some reason I assumed that I assumed maybe that I didn't need the big role, or I was always happy to kind of be the second, the two I see. I kind of always describe myself as like, I'm happy to be best supporting actress. I don't need to be best leading actress, Yeah. And I look back on that now and I just think that's absolutely crazy. I should have backed myself a lot earlier, and I should have had the confidence to say, actually, no, I can do the big job.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
I think that's great advice. Yeah. What keeps you up at night most as a CMO?
God, so many things. Probably, I think because we live in an exciting time, I think because the marketing and media landscape has changed and grown and diversified, and there's so many different ways to connect with consumers now, so many different ways to tell our stories, so many different ways to put Australia on a pedestal to the world, right? And invite those high-yielding travelers to come to Australia. But we also have limited funds and limited resources. So making sure that we are making the right bets and the right investments in the right channels and telling the right stories to our consumers, So how do I prioritize in a really complex marketing and media landscape is probably one of the things that I really grapple with and think about all the time.
I think for every leader, prioritization is always at the forefront, because most good businesses, they have, more great ideas than they have time and going to be able to
100%.
Execute on, right?
Yeah, no shortage of good ideas, no shortage of great opportunities, I think, for me, for telling the Australian story, but just are we picking the right ones at the right time for our 16 markets?
Yeah.
It's complex.
Well, I think mine's linked to prioritization, but it's speed. And so, I think what you said before, we're in an exciting time at the moment. I think the exciting thing about my portfolio, having brand, loyalty, insights, retail media, e-commerce, digital product development, is it's right at the front of where change is happening for our customers.
Yeah.
And, the rate of change enabled by AI, I think, is only going to accelerate in the next couple of years. And without knowing exactly what all the answers are, the main thing that's on my mind is speed. Can we move fast enough to keep pace with our customer and evolve with them?
Calculated bets, so making sure you're running after the right things. Yeah. How do you decide when to take creative risks?
It's a great question, because you want your team out there taking risks, pushing the envelope. I think that you want to give the teams permission to do new things, because results and progress aren't always the same thing. For me, I feel with the team, if we feel like it's on brand, if it's something you're able to do quickly, and if you've got a way that you can measure the impact, then you can have a shot at doing it. Yeah.
It's interesting, isn't it? I mean, there's a lot of talk around the cost of boring, and that if your marketing isn't cutting through, isn't standing out, are you actually making a good investment, And it's something we think about a lot at Tourism Australia. We pride ourselves on having a really strong creative heritage, but we keep pushing ourselves to do new things, different things, and zigging when other destinations are zagging. It's a very competitive and cluttered category that we operate within. And we compete not only with other destinations, we compete with other modes of travel, the way the airlines market themselves, the way the travel agents do. But also if you think about all of our own travel content that we put out on social media as well. So
Sure.
there is a whole sea of content around travel out there that we have to make sure that we somehow kind of ride the wave on. So we have to take some creative risks, but we try and make sure that they're calculated creative risks. So, have we done, a risk assessment on the idea, a risk assessment on the talent that we want to use? We do creative testing. You can imagine the stakeholder environment that we operate within. I spoke before about the tourism industry and that we have 350,000 operators across the country that we want to make sure that we're delivering results for them. Doing creative testing to help them or government stakeholders understand how an idea works is really important. And I think for me also, it's how do I take those stakeholders on the journey to understand why we make certain creative choices. And it's about having conversations early and often around how creativity will help drive greater results and ultimately effectiveness for our tourism industry. Thank you so much, Michael. This has been fantastic. Lovely to meet you and have this conversation today.
It's been great, Susan. Thank you.
And thank you to B&T for including us on the CMO Power List this year. And thank you to our friends at ATN.